Today we're diving into an almost unbelievable story of human endurance. It's a story that really pushes the absolute limits of what a person can withstand. You know, this is the question at the very heart of Louis Zamperini's journey. And it's a question he was forced to answer not just once, but twice. First, against the complete indifference of nature, and then against the calculated cruelty of man.
And this is so crucial to understanding who he was. Before any of this happened, Louis Zamperini was a world-class athlete. His body and his mind were already forged by incredible discipline and a relentless will to push past pain. That foundation, well, it was about to be tested in ways he could never, ever have imagined.
So Louis' first ordeal begins right here. It's this primal struggle against the elements, a battle for physical survival against an enemy that doesn't hate you, it just doesn't care if you live or die.
Here's how it all went down. It was catastrophic. One minute they're on a search mission. The next, their bomber, the Green Hornet, falls out of the sky. Only 3 men make it out: Louis, his pilot Phil, and a tail gunner named Mac. And they have almost nothing. Just let that number sink in for a second. 47 days. That's over a month and a half, just adrift on the open ocean with no food, no water, and absolutely no rescue in sight.
And survival out here wasn't a passive thing. Not at all. It was a constant, active fight. They had to figure out how to catch rainwater on a flimsy cover, they had to fight off sharks with a single oar, and literally snatch birds right out of the air. Every single calorie was a victory won through sheer, desperate cleverness.
The key thing to get here is that their enemy was nature. It was huge, it was powerful, and it was utterly indifferent to them. To survive, they had to be smarter and more persistent than the ocean itself. But the rules of this fight were about to change dramatically.
After weeks of just unimaginable suffering, they see it. Rescue on the horizon. They see land. They think they've made it. They think they're saved.
Can you even imagine the relief, that absolute overwhelming joy of seeing this after staring at nothing but water for what felt like forever? The ordeal is over. Or so they think.
And in an instant, everything changes. The island isn't deserted, it's occupied. The boat that comes for them, it's not a rescue vessel. It's a Japanese patrol boat. Their war against nature is officially over, and a new, far more sinister war is just beginning. This is what Louis thinks to himself as he looks down at his own emaciated body after being captured. It's such a chilling line because it marks the death of one kind of hope and the beginning of a battle not just for his body, but for his very identity.
So this kicks off the second phase of Louis' survival. The fight is no longer external, it moves inward. This isn't about ingenuity anymore. Now, it's about defiance.
He's taken to a place called Ofuna. And you have to understand this. Ofuna wasn't a standard POW camp. No, its purpose was singular and terrifying, to systematically dismantle a person's will, their dignity, their very soul. So all those skills that kept him alive at sea, completely useless now. Ingenuity is punished. Hope is a liability. The new strategy for survival is all about enduring systematic dehumanization. It's a psychological war where every single glance and every word is controlled.
And make no mistake, the goal here wasn't just to imprison men's bodies, it was to conquer their minds.
See, unlike the sun and the sharks, his new tormentors were human. The cruelty was personal. It was intentional. The battle for survival moved from the physical world right into the landscape of his own mind.
So what does this all mean? When we put these two harrowing experiences side by side, we get a really profound lesson in what it truly means to be resilient.
The comparison is just so stark. At sea, the enemy was nature. The goal was physical endurance, and the method was resourcefulness. But in captivity, the enemy was man. The goal became mental defiance, and the only method left was dignity. The methods had to completely, totally change.
Ultimately, Louis' story teaches us that resilience isn't some fixed trait. It's not just about being tough, it's about being adaptable. It's that ability to realize the battlefield has changed and to find a new way to fight, even when the only weapon you have left is your own unbroken will.
And that leaves us with the central question of this incredible story. Louis Zamperini survived starvation, sharks, and storms. But you could argue his greatest victory was proving that even when everything is taken from a person, their dignity and their spirit can remain unconquered.